Today, we are taking a trip to the California coast for a deep dive into a school with a really interesting reputation, UC Santa Barbara. So, what's the real story? Is it this elite academic powerhouse, or is it the ultimate beach party school? Well, we're going to break down all the data on academics, cost, and student life to find out. All right, so you really have to understand this dual identity to get UCSB. On one hand, you've got this public Ivy reputation, which means it's delivering an education on par with the Ivy League, with absolutely world-class professors. And then, on the other hand, the campus is literally perched on a cliff that overlooks the Pacific Ocean. It's this wild mix of serious brainpower and an unbelievable location that pretty much defines the whole experience. And that academic prestige, it's no joke. This number right here, 11, that's how many Nobel Prize winners have been on the faculty at UCSB just since 1998. That says a lot, right? It's a huge statement about the level of research and just the raw intellectual firepower they have there. So, to really get a handle on this unique blend, let's start with the basics. What are the key facts that make UCSB, well, UCSB? Okay, first things first, it's a huge public research university. And see that R1 status? That's a big deal. It's the highest possible ranking, basically reserved for schools with very high research activity. With over 26,000 students, it is a big school, and it's in a suburban setting right next to the legendary college town of Isla Vista. And yep, they are the Gauchos, and they compete in NCAA Division I. All right, now for the question that's probably on your mind. What does it actually take to get into this place? Let's dig into the numbers.
In the last admissions cycle, the acceptance rate was 38.3%. Now, I know what you're thinking. That might not sound as crazy low as some other top schools, but do not let that number fool you. The kind of student who actually gets in tells a very, very different story.
So, this is what tells you everything about their priorities. Get this. The average weighted GPA for an admitted student is a staggering 4.29. And look at this other number. The average student took 18 honors AP or IB courses. This isn't just about getting good grades. It shows that UCSB wants students who took the hardest classes their high school had to offer and crush them. And here is something that is absolutely critical if you're applying. The entire University of California system, and that includes UCSB, is permanently test blind. What does that mean? It means your SAT or ACT scores are not looked at. Period. Not for admissions, not for scholarships. That puts a ton more weight on your GPA, the difficulty of your classes, and of course your personal essays. Okay, let's talk money. The bottom line, the cost. For most families, this is one of the single biggest factors in any college decision. So let's break down what you can expect to pay at UCSB. This table really lays out the reality of college costs today. If you're a California resident living on campus, you're looking at a total estimated cost of around $47,000 for the year. But if you're an out-of-state student, you have to tack on another $37,000 plus in supplemental tuition. That brings the grand total to a whopping $85,000 a year. That is a massive, massive difference. But hold on, that sticker price is not the whole story. About 60% of undergrads at UCSB get some form of grant or scholarship aid. That's money you don't have to pay back. The average award is over $19,000. This can seriously bring down the actual cost, especially for in-state students who might qualify for things like the UC system's Blue and Bold Opportunity Plan. If you want personalized help saving $40,000 or more on college costs, check the link in the description to learn about our College Savings Mentor program.
And that brings us to what might be one of UCSB's most impressive outcomes, student debt. The average federal loan debt for a graduate is just under $14,000. That is way, way lower than the national average, which is a huge leg up when you're just starting your career.
So let's say you get in and you figure out how to pay for it. What's the education actually like? And maybe more importantly, what's the return on that investment when you graduate? Let's look at the data. So the most popular majors are pretty heavily focused in the social sciences and math-heavy fields like economics and sociology. But where UCSB really shines on the world stage is in its renowned College of Engineering and its programs in physics and materials science. And I have to give a special shout out to the College of Creative Studies. It's this totally unique, small program inside the huge university, built for super motivated students who want to do advanced, original work from day one. These numbers give us a really good snapshot of student success. The student-to-faculty ratio is 17:1, which is pretty solid for a big public university. The first-year retention rate is a fantastic 92%, which means students are happy and they're coming back for more. And the 6-year graduation rate is a strong 86%. And just so you know, the specific 4-year rate wasn't available in the reports we used. So, here's the million-dollar question. Does it pay off? Well, according to the college scorecard, this is the median salary for alumni 10 years after they first started at UCSB. A number like that shows a really strong return on investment and solid long-term career prospects for graduates.
Okay, let's shift gears from the spreadsheets to the actual experience. What is life really like on this beautiful campus? What are the students themselves saying?
Let's talk about the vibe, because it's legendary. And a huge part of that is the famous Santa Barbara weather. But what's the reality? Well, it seems like students are kind of split. One student gave us a bit of a reality check, saying it's not always perfect, and pointed out that from October to April, it actually gets pretty cold at night.
But for every skeptic, you're going to find a true believer. Another student called the weather, and I quote, effing magical, saying it's always seasonable and just plain beautiful. And I think this contrast really captures that work hard, play hard mentality. It's a very outdoor-focused culture that flows right into the adjacent college town of Isla Vista, which is, the heart and soul of the social scene.
Now we have to talk about a major challenge that comes up again and again with students: housing. It's only guaranteed for your freshman year. After that, you've got about a 40% chance of getting a room on campus. Now here's the real kicker. The university lets you know about housing in March, but the leases in the super competitive and expensive Isla Vista market start getting signed way back in November and December. You can imagine the stressful scramble that creates.
So, we've hit on admissions, cost, academics, and culture. Let's try and put it all together and figure out if UCSB might be the right fit for you.
So, let's boil it all down. The pros are pretty clear. You get a world-class public Ivy education, you're in an incredible beach location with a super active social life, and you can expect great career outcomes with very low debt. The potential drawbacks are just as clear: that eye-watering price tag for out-of-state students, the very real and stressful housing situation after freshman year, and, like at any big public school, you're going to have some large introductory classes.
So, who is the perfect student for UCSB? Well, based on everything we've seen, it's someone who's going to thrive in a big, busy, and academically tough environment. You have to be independent and really proactive, especially when it comes to locking down your housing. And obviously, it really helps if you love an active outdoor lifestyle so you can take advantage of that amazing location.
And that really brings us to the final question, the one you have to answer for yourself. Is that incredible promise, a top-tier education right on the Pacific Ocean, worth navigating the very real hurdles of cost and housing? The answer, really just depends on what matters most to you. Before you go, check the description for a link to our College Savings Mentor Program, where we help families save $40,000 or more on college costs. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into top universities.